Police military extorted 21.8 billion at Southeast roadblocks in 2 months. Inter-society, welcome back to Biafra News. Support Biafra, people of goodwill at Biafra here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, depending on where you're watching me from. Biafrans, I bring you another update, and this very update is coming from Vanguard News, published by Inter-society, telling you how Nigeria police and the military extorted 21.8 billion at Southeast roadblocks in 2 months, not 2 weeks, not 2 years, 2 months, only 2 months. And these are the things the PM and Biafra Liberation Army are fighting against. You see what Nigeria enablers and the saboteurs of their own people, accusing him of inciting violence and causing insecurity in Biafra land, or terrorizing Biafra land. Now that he is not in the picture, what do they have to do to stop this extortion by Nigeria terrorist army in Biafra land? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, before I continue with this very update, I would like to welcome all the new and old subscribers. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, please kindly click the red subscribe button, turn on the notification bell right beside it to enable you get notification once I upload a new video. Don't forget to share to anyone once you get notifications. So, dear friends, we'll go straight to this very update before we continue the analysis, because it's very clear that those pushing lies and propaganda and all those accusations have absolutely nothing to do to protect Biafrans and Biafra land, or put a stop to the extortions. Biafra Liberation Army has been vindicated because all these checkpoints are not supposed to be in Biafra land, and that's the reason they were dismantling them. And you see these gullible saboteurs insulting and accusing them of terrorizing Biafra land or inciting violence in Biafra land. The Nigeria terrorist army are everywhere, Nigeria police everywhere in Biafra land, from pillar to pole, with their extortion points, extorting Biafrans. So here the news say the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, Inter-Society, has accused police and military personnel of extorting a staggering 21.8 billion from roadblocks in Southeast geopolitical zone within 2 months. It's not an accusation, it's the truth, and the happenings in Biafra land, which House of Representatives, or should I say in House of Representatives or Senators, or countless times raised alarm of this extortion and the kidnapping point in Biafra land by Nigeria terrorist army and police. What exactly are they doing in Southeast? Go to other places, you will not see the checkpoint, the number of checkpoints you see in Southeast. Southeasterners also complains about these checkpoints. Whenever they are traveling to Southeast, you see checkpoint from pillar to pole for Nigeria terrorist army or Nigeria terrorist police extorting. And if you refuse to give them, like they gave you money to keep for them, if you refuse to give them, it's either you're being shot by a happy trigger police officer, or you're being humiliated or being beaten up. Many times people have lost their lives at this very checkpoint. People has been kidnapped at this very checkpoint. And what do these fools that always push lies or still pushing lies and propaganda have to do? You see them crying and ranting on social media, calling on people they know very well they do not care about them to come to their rescue. You accuse the only person resisting all these criminality and all this terrorism and all these humiliations in Biafra land of causing insecurity or terrorizing Biafra land. And you people also on social media crying and calling on the world to come to your rescue, how you're being terrorized, how you're being killed by Nigeria police and the army in Southeast. Well, we must continue. 21.8 billion in two months. When you talk about sit at home, you see Southeast fools talking about how they are losing 10 billion every Monday sit at home. And they have absolutely nothing to do to put a stop to all of these extortions and the terrorism of Nigeria security agents or personnel in Biafra land. We must continue. According to a statement by chairman of Inter-Society, Comrade Emeka, the police allegedly pocketed 15 billion while the military emitted 6.8 billion between December 2024 and January 2025. Emeka described the Oga Junction and Atani Road naval checkpoints in Onitsha, Anambra State as the most lucrative, allegedly yield over 600 million from extortion at gunpoint. Did you hear that? At gunpoint. I mentioned before that a lot of people, a lot of Biafrans has lost their lives at this very checkpoint. A lot of Biafrans has been kidnapped at this very checkpoint that we are fighting to dismantle and make sure they no longer exist in Biafra land. And you see some gullible flavors that have absolutely nothing to offer or to put a stop to all of these, insulting the only person that stood his ground and took up this very mantle of freedom to make sure that all of this stops in Biafra land. Now that PM Simon Ekpa is not in the picture, they have absolutely nothing to do to put a stop to the killings of Biafrans, to the terrorism going on in Biafra land, or the insecurity going on in Biafra land caused by Nigeria terrorist army. Go to their pages, you see them ranting and calling on those that do not care to come to their rescue. The only person that took it upon himself to make sure that all of this stuff, they started bombarding him, insulting him, calling him names, reporting, writing petitions. Now he's not in the picture. They have gone back to their crying and the wailing stage or positions. That's how they want to keep ranting and crying. Senators raised the alarm of this checkpoint. People are talking about this checkpoint in Biafra land. But whenever they see this checkpoint being dismantled by Biafra Liberation Army, they started lying to themselves, pushing lies and propaganda, blackmailing themselves, thinking that they are doing Simon Ekpa or they were doing Simon Ekpa. Well, we must continue. The checkpoint at Atani Road Naval Checkpoint in Onitsha, Anambra State, as the most lucrative, allegedly yield over 600 million from extortion at gunpoint. Did you hear that? At gunpoint. Some Biafrans are being set up. Sometimes they plant this thing in their cars and extort more money from them when they stood their ground. We must continue. Emeka stated the deployed personnel of the Nigeria Army Forces and the Nigeria Police Forces in the southeast seized no less than 21.8 billion from civilians during the Christmas and the New Year period under gunpoint extortion and the related practice. The findings reveal at least 300 direct military roadblocks. Did you hear that? 300, not 30. 300 roadblocks in one state or in one region. 300 checkpoints, 300 direct military roadblocks, and 500 patrol teams in the region. How many is that? 800. With 98% involved in extortion, each military roadblock reported collected an average of 100 daily and translating to 80 million daily or 2.4 billion monthly. Police personnel mining about 2,500 roadblocks. 2,500 roadblocks in the region, allegedly ranked in an average of 10.5 billion over 2 months, alongside 3.5 billion from barracks extortions and additional 1 billion from other forms of corruption. Stated by State Breakdown of Police Extortion. Imo State, 2.9 billion. Anambra State, 2.52 billion. Abia State, 2.1 billion. Enugu State, 1.68 billion. Ebonyi State, 1.26 billion. Umar Balansi highlighted that the Act contravened Section 108 of the Armed Forces Act, which prescribes a 14-year jail term for military personnel involved in extortion, and the Section 99 of the Criminal Code Act, which criminalizes police roadblock extortion with penalties of up to 7 years in prison. He urged the government to take immediate steps to curb these corrupt practices, enforcing existing laws, and to hold perpetrators accountable. Okay, that is it, dear friends. Now let's go to the analysis. He is calling on the government to do what exactly? What do you think that government will do? Is it today that we've been talking about these roadblocks? Is it today that we have been telling Nigeria police, Nigeria government, and Nigeria army to dismantle all these checkpoints from southeast? Did you hear the amount? This is the amount they are telling you. It's not that it's the amount. This is the amount they want you to hear. 21.8 billion just 2 months in Southeast. Some of you say, oh, Southeast is landlord. Oh, Southeast is poor. Have you asked yourself why they are coming to Southeast or why they want to die in Southeast? Why they all want to die in Southeast? All these Fulani security agents or all the Fulani police and the army wants to come to Southeast. Have you ever bothered to ask yourself why exactly they are all trying to come to Southeast or they are trooping into Southeast? These are the things we're fighting against. Our people are doing their businesses on their own, hustling on their own. But all these checkpoints in Southeast is taunting Biafrans. Did you hear the amount? Did you hear the amount? 21.8 billion in Southeast, both Nigeria and police army, Nigeria police and Nigeria army, extortions in Biafra land. And these are the things we are fighting against. Now, those of you One Nigeria enablers, those of you saboteurs that thought, oh, you are fighting Simon Ekpa. Why exactly were you fighting Simon Ekpa? Why exactly were you accusing him? Why exactly were you lying to yourselves and your generation that he is inciting violence or inciting violence or causing insecurity or terrorizing Biafra land? So all these checkpoints in Biafra land, extorting Biafrans, kidnapping and killing Biafrans, humiliating Biafrans, they are okay. No, to you people, it doesn't matter. No, Simon Ekpa don't have to talk about it. Oh, gallant men don't have to dismantle all these checkpoints. Oh, they should allow them continue extorting Biafrans, killing and kidnapping Biafrans at this checkpoint. You are calling on government. Government, the Tèrrøríst state will not do anything. Senators have raised the alarm of this checkpoint. Non-Southeasterners have talked about this checkpoint and why the reason they must be dismantled. People are being extorted. People are being killed. People are being humiliated and kidnapped at this very checkpoint. So what's your reason for accusing someone, making sure that these extortion points no longer exist in Biafra land? Have you people seen it? Have you people seen it now? No, you people are no longer ranting. Every day, Simon Ekpa, no. Every day, you people have Simon Ekpa on your lips. Every blessed day. These are the things. When House of senators talked about it, nobody did anything. Simon Ekpa said, no, I'm going to show these people that Biafra land is for Biafrans and these things are not supposed to exist in Biafra land. All these checkpoints must be dismantled. Anytime I dismantle any checkpoint, they started ranting up and down. You see them shouting up and down like Umuchiwa up and down. Now they no longer rant. You people are doing yourselves. Southeast is under siege. Nigeria government come to our rescue. The same government that led the siege in your land. You are still calling the same government. You should do no more. Well, dear friends, that is it. I will stop here. Don't forget to share, like, leave your comment at the comment section. Biafra Liberation Army, BM Simon Ekpa, has been vindicated. All these things is one of the evidences we will tender. I gonna submit all this evidence. The reason we must be free and flush out all the terrorists terrorizing Biafra land. Thank you all.